What is up, everybody? It is Nate here. Just wanted to come with you with a quick overview of Hyperburn and briefly discuss my tier list for what I consider should be worth noting for Hyperburn progress. But before I do, I want to mention at the end of the day, you guys have the choice to do whatever character, play whatever character, make whatever boss meal you want. As you might know, my playstyle is focused around my Legion, and I usually focus 100% of my efforts on doing so. Now, again, this might not be the most optimal pathing for those that are new, returning, just again, overall working on boss mules. This is just something that, for those that want to work on Legion and just rounding up their account, this is probably something that you might want to listen to. Before I get into the tier list, I want to briefly go over what is hyperburning. Hyperburning is first time Nexon has ever released the burning effect that allows you to take your characters up to 250. It is a leveling event. For every level you gain, starting from level 10 all the way up to level 250, you'll gain 2 additional levels. So you level at level 10, you go to 11, but you go to level 13. It doesn't matter where the sources of EXP come from, whether it be Monster Park, hunting, questing, anything of the sort, you'll still gain those levels. Now, hyperburning again will only apply to your character up until 250. Previous burning events allowed individuals to take their characters either up to 150, those were the mega burnings, or 200, which were the terror burnings. Usually perks or rewards, which I'll discuss a little bit later, would be rewarded at different milestones. Keep in mind, this time around there'll be milestones all the way up to 250. During the event, you can only create one hyperburning character. Previous events, specifically the terror burning events, would allow you to create 2 characters. Now, there's only one real change that is added with regards to hyperburning. You get a reward every 5 levels, past 220, which previously was not the case. You would only really get rewards up to 220. Now, there are a couple rules that you want to take into consideration when it comes to hyperburning. All rewards that you claim can only be received once per Maple ID or Maple login. If you deleted a character and recreated your hyperburning, you can no longer receive the reward that you claim. So make sure you are solid about which character you want to commit to. When it comes to nodestones in the flame title coupon that you get at level 200, you can only use them once you've completed 5th job and a greater power quest. Now, the thing that's new is for each area that you unlock, whether it be BJ, Latch, Choo Choo, Morass, Asphera, Arcana, you will get additional symbol rewards. You'll get a level 5 symbol to start off with. So taking your character up to level 235 without doing any dailies, spending any of your event currency on symbols and whatnot will get you to a 420 arcane power base, which is really nice starting out. This doesn't include hyperstats or guild bonuses of the sort. What you have to do is make sure that you claim the rewards at level 200, 210, 220, 225, 230, 235, etc. Zeros. Now, if you pre-created a 0 from a previous event, just note that zeros can only have the hyperburning effect active at level 200, and you must have completed chapter 2. And the hyperburning effect you can only use on a 0 up till level 248. Other rule is growth potions that you get through events or just any means of growth potions are restricted from use until the character reaches 250. So this includes the extreme potions, the typhoon potions, the magnificent growth potions, anything that would give you any sort of EXP or level. You cannot apply on a character that is burning until level 250. Now I'm going to go real quick into my hyperburning tier list. Again, I want to remind you that this tier list is for those that are looking to complete their Legion. They're looking down the road long term. They're not, I qualify it as not the most time efficient characters with Legion bonuses. But yes, C rank, stay away from. They're not going to really benefit you unless you really want to main the character or second main the character or turn it into a boss or really have pretty decent training out the woodwork, and the Legion bonuses aren't that worthwhile. B rank. B rank's a little bit on the upper, I guess, when it comes to priority. Again, a lot of these characters don't really need much assistance when it comes to training, but they do have relatively useful Legion effects. We have Evan, which gives you MP or mana sustain. You have Zero, which gives you EXP. Mech gives you buff duration. Corsair gives you summon duration. So any summons 5th job and below will give you will last slightly longer. Kana gives you boss damage. Jet gives you crit damage. Marksman gives you crit rate. Night Lord gives you crit rate, and Hayato gives you crit damage. Again, a lot of these characters or classes have pretty decent mobbing in their kit, so you can consider them, but they train pretty well on their own. A rank. So these classes aren't the greatest of mobbers. They have pretty great Legion effects, but yeah, you might not have fun training them or playing them. That's why you want to kind of rush through them. This is what this tier list is meant for. You don't want to just like fill your thumbs and keep training and playing that one character. You kind of want to rush it to 250 and then plant it there in case you don't have any other aspirations. But yes, we have Blaster, which gives IED, Wild Hunter, which gives you percent chance to deal more damage. So it'll be X amount percent to deal 25% more damage per line. Beast Tamer IED, Aran gives you lifesteal, similar to Evan, but for HP as opposed to MP. Demon Avenger also gives you boss damage. Now, some might say, well, Beast Tamer has pretty great mobbing. Why aren't you putting it in B rank? Well, Beast Tamer is heavily node reliant and has a lot of trios which you have to try to source and rely on. And you don't really have a lot of foundation with just the 150 nodes that you're getting as part of the role. So it does need a little bit more support or assistance to get funded, so that's the only reason why I put Beast Tamer a little bit higher up there. Now, S rank. You have, for reboot players, your Phantom gives you Meso Obtain, Shade gives you crit damage, Mercedes gives you skill cooldown. I'm personally doing my Mercedes, as you can probably see. Let me show you this. Now, the S ranks, these require the most amount of funding. Overall, great Legion effects, and you might not have fun playing the characters. They struggle to mob a little bit, and with the respect to arcane power, this will help you sail through those harder levels. I know a lot of people are probably going to be grinding up a Shade if they haven't done so already. Again, I'm going to foresee my efforts over the next little bit of getting this Mercedes up. Now, that's the tier list. If you guys do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Or if you have any feedback, any opinions you want to share, I'm more than happy to discuss them as well. Now, before I conclude, I do want to talk about some other considerations that some of you might be thinking about. Should my next character that I hyperburn be my main? If your character is not already 250 plus, then you can definitely consider this as your main. Just keep in mind, you might be missing out on some legacy items that might not be returning in the future. So that's usually what kind of like stops or prevents a lot of people from pushing characters further. There's a lot of time gates attached to deciding on a new main, so just keep that in mind. When you look at the cumulative rewards for getting to level 250 overall, you'll get 150 node stones, 5 EXP node stones, an NX outfit, the arcane power, again, which amounts to 420 by level 235. You get a fake Absol weapon. This will eventually be replaced sooner than later. And an event ring that can be cubed, but not starred. The event ring, you can convert it into some form of mess or drop gear down the road. Useful because you struggle to get rings early on. Ultimately, TLDR or TLDL, if you're fairly new and recently started playing, this could be an option to get you more committed to the game if you want to a little bit further. Getting to 250 is going to take you significantly less amount of time than training one level per. Now, the next question would be, what level up to would you recommend using the hyper burning on? Me personally, I wouldn't look at anything 235 plus. You're not going to be spending, again, a significant amount of time that it usually takes to get to 250. So you want to make sure that the time and effort that you put into is more rewarding for a new character. So getting the additional symbols that you might not already have available. A level 5 symbol on somebody that already has a level 8 symbol is probably not going to seem as much when you apply it. It'll take you, for those that can train optimally, it'll probably take you just over a day, assuming you one shot you have the appropriate XP multipliers, link skills, legion, and your training is the utmost efficient you can make it. It's not going to take you that long to get to 250. So you want to make sure that you're getting the most out of this hyper burning, since we're probably not going to be seeing another one till next June. Question that people might have is, do I actually need to train my character that I'm hyper burning? Fortunately, the answer is no, you don't have to spend all your time training it. There will be, similarly to the previous event during Destiny, there will be a couple different types of EXP events that you can do daily. You would also want to consider doing your Monster Parks daily as well as your Arcane Symbol dailies. Specifically the hunting ones, which reward EXP up to once per day. If you stick to it, you'll get enough EXP which will actually level you to 250 before the event concludes. I believe the math was done. I think it worked out to be 64 days. I'm not sure if there's actually 64 days in the event, but in case that's the route that you want to pursue, that is a route that you can consider. Otherwise, training is just fine. I'd prioritize, if you still have totems remaining, I'd prioritize using my totems to help alleviate some of the drain on training for extended periods of time. I do want to thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for my next video when I go through the event coin shop. I'm waiting for the patch notes to drop before I cover that, just to make sure that everything aligns and nothing significantly changed from the KMS coin shop. But in case you wanted to see from a previous video, I do have one from Destiny if you want to check that out on the YouTube channel. If you guys ever need any help, you guys are more than welcome to reach out to me